Hey, hello there, vinyl community. Morten Ostad coming to you from a grey and wet Oslo. Today I thought I would try and do a couple of things in one video, and I'll start off with the most important thing, the thread. So the thread that I'm jumping on today is by Ron Haggarty. Ron is celebrating or was celebrating a week and a half ago, I think, his 48th birthday. And several of my compadres in the vinyl community have done videos for Ron. Jack, Mark, Steve, have done them, and Craig, and several others. And so I'll leave some links in the description and all that I tend to remember to do. What he would like us to do to celebrate his birthday is to make a video, which I am about to do, and show only studio albums, no live albums, no EPs, that are the 4th and 8th album of an artist or a band, to put them together, and it'll say 48, or 12. Let's see what I can scrounge together. Sometimes it helps when you move the records you're going to be talking about to the place where you are going to film. Anyway, guys, just very quickly, this is the 4th album by one of my favorites through many, many years, and it's Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward. An album which I would say gave them new fans and made them far more better known even than their previous album. This was when their sound was starting to come together. This and the previous albums is when Alan Wilder started to definitely start, putting his mark on the band, not as a songwriter. There are actually Alan Wilder songs on this, but with the sound that he helped create and which defined Depeche Mode in those glory days. And it is, of course, you got People Are People here, and you got Blasphemous Rumors, and you have Master and Servant. So Depeche Mode's 4th album. And since I just mentioned Alan Wilder, it's fitting that the 8th album by Depeche Mode is Songs of Faith and Devotion. This was Alan Wilder's last album, and in my opinion, their last truly great album. They've had some moments here and there since after Alan Wilder left the band, but it's never been quite the same. Alan Wilder, of course, there. He couldn't handle all the things that were going on in the band and the workload, so he left. We got Walking in My Shoes, you have In Your Room, and Condemnation, of course, and I Feel You. Some would say at the time Depeche Mode tries to go U2, but I think it was a bit more than that, and it's a powerful final sort of statement of that era of Depeche Mode. Next up, well, I'm wearing a Pearl Jam t-shirt and one of these. So this is the 4th album by Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam at the time, massive, of course, but I suppose they weren't helping their popularity. They went to war with Ticketmaster. They didn't want to do various things that bands did to keep up their momentum, and still were selling, bucket loads of records. And then this came, No Code. I didn't like it at the time. Now it's one of my favorites. Big departure from what had been going on earlier, but I like it so much that I even have several copies of this, including, I don't know if this is the one. Is this the one with a Coke bottle? I don't know. It's one of them anyway. So Pearl Jam number 4, So they made albums 5, 6, and 7 for the same record label, Epic, wasn't it? And then they went sort of out on their own as far as record label goes. And maybe that's why they made their 8th record self-titled, but most people just call it Avocado. So this is the 8th album by Pearl Jam. It is a tour de force, in my opinion. Not that there were anything particularly wrong with the albums 6 and 7. In some way, maybe they were a little bit twee and a little bit, plundering about. Anyway, this was more straightforward Pearl Jam rock, and I adore this album. From there, we move on to the mighty country of Scotland. Wonderful, wonderful Scotland. And one of my favorite bands from Scotland to this day is Travis. This was their 4th album. So this is 12 Memories. This was Travis going a little bit darker, and you could even see it from the cover. Things were not necessarily okay in the Travis camp. Various members were dealing with various things, not least the drummer, who jumped into a pool and broke his neck/spine. And well, he's still around, he's still playing for the band, but it was very much a shocking experience there, and the band was sort of out of it for a while. Wonderful album, this. First ever vinyl reissue of the 2003 album. I think maybe quite a few Travis fans started to sort of drift off around this time. It's very unfortunate because they made some beautiful songs on 12 Memories. So we're getting closer then to more sort of current day Travis. Still touring, still wonderful, still making really good music, and this is their 8th album, and this is Everything at Once. Love the cover art on this one, and it is an album I listen to a lot when I do listen to Travis. Even though I'm almost managed to collect all of Travis on vinyl, I don't have their 5th album, I think it is. It goes for 100 plus kroner on Discogs these days. But I tend to listen to them a lot on CDs, especially the later albums, because they tend to be so short. Wouldn't be a thread video if Morten didn't go to Wales, and for Wales I go to Manic Street Preachers' 4th album, Everything Must Go. This was when they had been reduced to a trio, and this is when they had their big breakthrough after, let's say, some difficult years after their fairly heralded debut. And this is a wonderful album. This is my little box set with both CDs and vinyl in it. And I highly recommend this wonderful album from Manic Street Preachers. And when you keep making records, at some stage you will hopefully reach album number 8 from our Welsh friends. And this beautiful 10-year collector's edition of the 2007 album, Send Away the Tigers. Love the cover art on this, and after a couple of albums which were very typical of Manic Street Preachers, don't necessarily make it easy for the listeners, they made this wonderful, really fantastic album, in my opinion. And the standout is, of course, that the lovely Nina Persson from the Cardigans does a vocal on this beautiful album. And for the 5th album, for Ron and his 48th birthday, we travel all the way down to New Zealand, and we have to when it's a Morton video, we have to visit our friends Split Enz, and this was Split Enz's fourth album. This was when they started to move away from their more artsy prog type sound and into a more pop sensible direction, not least because little brother Neil Finn had joined Tim and the others, and although not writing much yet, he would really kick into gear on the next album. He has two vocal contributions here for the first time in Split Enz, and apart from that, you have the wonderful. My two of my favorite Split Enz songs is on this. It's Stuff and Nonsense and Hermit McDermott, and of course the hit song single I See Red. So definitely a contender for one of the strongest Split Enz albums around. Sort of almost at the end of their existence, they made an album which was a bit of a tough one. Tim had gone out and made a solo album, which he had a big success with. Neil had more or less, we're now, ruling the roost, so to speak, with his songwriting and singles and everything. And Tim's contribution to this album was not big. And on their final album, Tim had actually left the band, and Neil, of course, went on to make success with Crowded House. So this is conflicting emotions. And you see, there's a funny sticker. It says, featuring Tim Finn. Like, yeah, he's been on all the albums up until then, but hey, he's had a solo album out, so let's remind people what band he comes from. Seems a little bit, to the other members of the band. You got Straight Old Line, Bullet Brain and Cactus Head, Message to My Girl, which is perhaps one of my favorite pop songs of all time. And conflicting emotions. No big controversies on this. The previous album, of course, their big sort of hopefully breakout in the UK single was banned by the BBC. And that was 6 months in a leaky boat, because that single came out around the time of the Falklands War, and someone in Britain apparently thought there was some sort of negative connection. So, Ron, happy 48th birthday, and I hope you guys enjoyed my thread about his birthday. Please check out his channel and give him a sub from me if you haven't already. Thanks. Now for this part of the video, I thought I would give a quick run through, or just quick word about Record Store Day, Black Friday. I was not going to make a video about my wish list for that this time around. Some people have sent me links to their videos and asked me if I was going to, and what I was excited about. And I am kind of relieved to say that I am not excited about Record Store Day, Black Friday this time around. First of all, I won't be in Oslo when the stores open that Friday. I'll be at Helgelandsmoen for my, I think it's the last Friday, third week of my stay up there. I'm leaving there in 3 weeks, so I wouldn't be able to get in line and all that stuff anyway. But the thing is that I'm kind of relieved about and happy about is that there's nothing really that much on that list that interests me, and I'm relieved because I spent way too much money on records. It's a constant. There are so many interesting, cool things coming out this fall and early winter. You got the Rolling Stones Black and Blue box set. You got the box set of Different Class by Pulp coming out. You have both a vinyl and a CD version. That's also the case with Black and Blue, of course, of Split Enz's debut album, which I'm really interested in. Comes with loads of interesting extras there. You got the Who coming out with their box set. I pre-ordered the Super Furry Animals reissue. You got the Charlatans issuing new album. Finally, it's been quite a while. But let's just take four. I think it was 4 or is it 3 things that I'm, somewhat interested in. So first, I would have been interested in The Doors live in Copenhagen in 1967. But I bought one of those live albums, I think it was for Record Store Day back in 2023. The sound was just garbage. I think it was a fairly big thing in the vinyl community, and the price was just ludicrous. Then you had the Stockholm one and another one coming out, and again, in Norwegian prices, those translated to $80 for a double live album of what do I know what it's going to sound like. So no, I don't think that'll happen. Next up, which I would really like, but again, I'm worried about the price here in Norway. Rough Trade says that they're going to charge £28.32 for it. And that's In Excess, live from Royal Albert Hall. Would be a nice companion to to the albums I got earlier this year. But again, I'll see if it's available in Big Dipper, our record shop here in Oslo, by the time I come back, and also what I've been spending money on elsewhere. This one I really would like, but I don't think it's going to be a lot of them. And I can see here it's £46, probably going to end up costing 7 or maybe... I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up costing 700 kroner here in Norway, which translates to $70. It's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers live anthology from the Vaults Volume 1. Looks like a beautiful record, but again... So the only one I'm pretty sure I will buy, if I can get it, because the previous times they released their records on Record Store Day, I haven't been able to get it. No one here in Scandinavia seems to have gotten it in their stores. It's been sold out online. I ended up getting April's issue, but that's when they put it out in normal terms outside of Record Store Day, and that's Thievery Corporation and their 5th album, which was it called? Yeah, now I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put it down there. Looks really great, but again, I'd be surprised if I see it here in Oslo, especially since I won't be here on the day. So that was my take on Record Store Day Black Friday for 2025. Kind of relieved that there isn't a ton of stuff that I'm interested in, because there's too much as is. No criticism to Record Store Day or people who enjoy it. I enjoy it, especially when I buy the things, not when I come home and see how much I spent. But there you are. That was what I think about it this year. The next part of this video is inspired by Rob from Northern Revolutions, and it's going to be an unboxing, but it's not going to be unboxing of anything really music related. I think Rob will already sort of have a clue of what I'm talking about. I picked up these yesterday, and I'll just get them open for you. Rob was showing us that he got something in the mail. And by the way, Rob, congratulations on the Blue Jays last night. I let my Major League Baseball subscription lapse, so I haven't been. It ran out in the was the end of August, yeah, and games tend to start at 1 or 2 o'clock in the night for me, so I wasn't watching things anyway. So baseball. Morton loves baseball. If you followed my channel for a while, that's why I wear these. And he got a baseball cap that really made me go, oh, I want that. And it got me, made me buy the next one. And one of the reasons I bought the other one is because it's a City Connect cap. I never could have get the jersey. I would have liked it from a team I love, but they changed their City Connect to something garbagey, gaudy. So I hurried and got that cap while it's still around. But this one isn't that. This is actually a minor league baseball cap, and I have been wearing a couple of those in my videos. Yeah, at least one of them is from a single A team in Portland called something or other Hops. But yeah, it's very nice. Unfortunately, it's not a field cap, so I have to curve the brim myself, and that doesn't always work out. But yeah, this is the Dunedin Blue Jays. Now, I have no knowledge of the Dunedin Blue Jays minor league baseball team, but Rob was so happy about getting this cap from someone who bought it for him down there. And what I think is cool is that Dunedin in Florida sounds like Dunedin in New Zealand, and we all know about the Dunedin sound, don't we? So I thought that was a little bit of a, at a stretch, a baseball cap related to the vinyl community. But here it is, guys, looking very cool. He got another color version, but they didn't have that one in my size, so there you are. And it's been a couple of years, 2.5 almost now, isn't it, since I got this and the other one, and so many of my caps are starting to look fairly worn. Next one was like I said, a City Connect cap, and I got that because it was on sort of last chance type of sale. My team in the National League is the Colorado Rockies, and they had their worst season ever and were, I think, a couple of losses away from having the worst season by any Major League Baseball team in history. I mean, we're talking 100 and almost... Oh, was it almost 120 losses? Something like that. Yeah, you get the sirens out. But here you go. This is the City Connect cap from Colorado Rockies. I'm not entirely in love with the cap, but I loved when they had the license plate uniform, and this cap came with that. So I thought that was a fun thing to add to my cap collection. Well, I say cap collection, but I do wear them, so, you know, they end up looking like they've been worn after a while. But with all the white, I guess this should be an indoor cap. So that was me unboxing some not quite music-related purchases, but inspired by the vinyl community. And to wrap up this video, I will do a quick unboxing of 2 orders I picked up yesterday along with the baseball caps. It's one order from Discogs and one order from the Norwegian eBay Finn. And let's start with that one. Here you have. And I thought I'd cut through all that, but I hadn't. But there we are. So here we are. I was a little bit set back by the first thing I saw when I opened the record. And the reason for that is that I did not order this record. But looks like he put it in there in order to stiffen the box or something. This is actually 10cc related. Actually, and bought in Denmark originally, looks like. Guff was a Danish record store chain. Yeah, because this is Andrew Gold and Graham Goldman and some music that they made together called Wax. Let's see if the record is... Yeah, no, it's not playable, of course. That would have been really lucky, wouldn't it? But yeah, so But, you know, maybe one day I'll find a really crappy version of this where the vinyl is nice and I can do a Frankenstein. So I almost got a 10cc related album here, and I actually have this on my wish list. But yeah, I didn't win the lottery yesterday, and why would I win this? But no, the record that I did order, and 150 kroner for this, I think was pretty decent. That's $15 US and maybe, I don't know, 12 pounds or something. And you know, sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world to be a fan of bands that are, and artists that are largely unknown in your own country, at least. So this is Tim Burgess, As I Was Now. And you're thinking, who the damn hell is that guy there? Well, that guy there is the vocalist and singer in one of my favorite bands. Yeah, you guessed it, The Charlatans. He's released a few solo albums, and I haven't really... Do I have one on CD? Now I can't remember, but yeah. So, record looks absolutely perfectly fine, guys. I think he's released either 4 or 5, and so I'll definitely be looking into getting those. Next up, I have this order from Discogs, and let's see if we can get it open. It's used some really heavy duty. So I just showed you a solo album by the singer from Charlatans, and here is an album by the Charlatans. And it's funny, you know, some of their latter day albums, they're either ridiculously expensive on vinyl or surprisingly cheap. I paid 12 euros for this. Yep, the shipping was more expensive than the record. So if this seller is up on board, I think I made a killing. So yeah, the Charlatans Up at the Lake, reissued for the first time since original release on 180 gram heavyweight vinyl. So there's the back of it. And when was this originally released? 2004, yeah. So we have some lyrics, and we have this as well. Tim was looking a little bit odd at this stage. I think he was coloring his hair jet black, and we weren't used to that, I think. It's on Island Records, and it looks absolutely perfectly fine. So I can leave that seller A+ review. So thanks for watching, guys. Please click like, that helps my channel. I hope you liked me trying to cram a bit shorter things into one video. I just thought I would try to wrap up some stuff into one video and do a nice thread as well, and happy birthday and all that. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon in another video. Take care. Bye bye. Ha det.